I'm Jonathan. I studied electrical engineering up until this year, and last year I participated in Hack4Good. Currently, I'm doing an internship as a young graduate in data science.
That sounds lovely. So what exactly is Hack4Good? Could you describe that in like 1 or 2 sentences?
Sure, yeah. Hack4Good is an initiative at ETH from the ACE Analytics Club that connects students that are interested in data science or have a data science background with NGOs to work on data science related problems, real problems, to solve them for them.
That sounds lovely. What kind of problem did you work on, and with what NGO?
Well, we worked with Médecins Sans Frontières, which is a very well-known and big NGO. And the problem that we worked on is that we tried to improve their warehouse forecasting, so basically how they stock their warehouses for their missions.
That sounds awesome. And can you maybe tell us a bit about how what else you did except for coding up data science stuff?
Well, I mean, it's a real project with real problems. So obviously, there's not only coding. I wish there was only coding, because that's obviously what I'm interested in. But in a project like this, you always also have to kind of communicate with the stakeholder, figure out what it even is that they want. In our case, the stakeholder was not super technical. She had some expertise, but it was limited. She was not a data scientist. So also we had to kind of get on an equal level and kind of figure out what it is that she wants and what we can provide.
Excellent. And what other events did you attend while doing Hack4Good?
Well, I mean, Hack4Good is not just the project itself where you work for the NGO. It's also a lot of events around that. So every week or every 2 weeks we would meet and work on the problem, but there would also be workshops where we kind of learn different methods to how to work on problems. And yeah, it was also a big community, so it was really fun to not only do coding work, but also connect with people and do different kinds of workshops.
That sounds lovely. So can you maybe tell us a bit about the interaction with the NGO? How was it? Were you a lot in touch with the NGO? And how was the cooperation there?
Yeah, we had one person responsible at the NGO who was very nice. She was very grateful also, we felt like, that we were working on that project. As I said, she didn't really have a technical background, so it was sometimes a bit of a challenge to align expectations and also what we are able to do. And for example, if there was problems with the data or stuff like that, then sometimes it was a bit difficult to communicate, but that's also the interesting part, that you have to deal with that. So that was really interesting.
That sounds super interesting indeed. And what would you do if you got stuck on something, maybe on some technicalities, or was there any support provided, or what did you do? How did you get around?
Yeah, well, first of all, back when I was in Hack4Good, I was a bachelor student. And the other teammates in my team, they were all master students or even PhD students. So I was always able to get a lot of support from my teammates, which was interesting also is that all of us had different backgrounds. So for example, one of us studied statistics, and he was able to help with that. And other than that, also at Hack4Good itself, we had a mentor from, in our case, AWS, who was always willing to help us, and just the whole organization team. All of those guys and girls are very skilled and very helpful all the time.
That sounds lovely. Is there maybe something that you gained from Hack4Good for life?
Oh, well, I mean, absolutely. First of all, it was a great experience and a great learning, just in terms of data science skills. So working with real data and not just university exercises that have a given solution, but also, I mean, soft skills, obviously. So working in a team, communicating, time management, all of that. So obviously learned a ton.
That sounds lovely. Did you have some previous data science expertise beforehand?
Limited, very limited. I mean, I study electrical engineering. We do have computer science classes and programming classes, so I did have some experience with that. Also, I took like an introductory artificial intelligence class, but I think the learning curve during the project was huge for me. And also, as I said, with my teammates, it was really good to learn from them.
That sounds lovely. And it seems like you even got your data science position now. Does that have to do with Hack4Good in some sense?
I mean, I cannot tell for sure, but I'm pretty sure, to be honest, because that's exactly the kind of project that I think employers are looking for in the industry, since it really shows that you worked on a real project. It shows that you had the challenges that you face in those kinds of projects, such as dealing with real data that is not perfect, dealing also with people that might have more or less of an understanding of data science. So again, I can't say for sure. I haven't asked my employer, but I'm pretty sure, yeah. It helped for sure.
That sounds perfect. That sounds perfect. Maybe one last question. Would you do it again? And what would you do differently if you were to do it again?
Well, absolutely, I would do it again. Obviously, it was a ton of fun. It helped me tremendously. It probably got me my internship. So yes, I would definitely do it again. If I would do something differently, I'm not sure if I would do something differently, but what I would say is very important when you're going into this is to be extremely open-minded, which is what I tried to do. Maybe I could have done even better, but yeah, don't pretend you're a know-it-all, and make sure you learn as much as possible from your teammates, from all the people around you, and that way I benefited tremendously.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time.
Of course.